Things can change. It doesn't always have to be like this. Never give up. Never surrender. Those were the thoughts that were going through my heart when I woke up this morning. You don't have to be the same. You don't have to deal with the same problems. You don't have to deal with the same circumstances. With all the difficulties and all the challenges and all the circumstances you might be involved with, it might be hard, it might be challenging, it might be overwhelming. But this is where you don't give up, you don't surrender, and you don't give in. It doesn't always have to be like this. Life doesn't always have to be miserable and challenging. It can be enjoyable, it can be delightful, and you can actually rest and delight in Him and have a good time. I know you don't always choose the circumstances, and I might not have your circumstances. I know a lot of people might be married. I know a lot of people might have children. A lot of people might have split up. And with all the challenges and all the difficulties, it doesn't always have to be like this. Don't give in to the lies and those emotions that tell you this is it, this is the end, this is your life, there's nothing worth living for, this is just the daily grind for the rest of your life. Man, I always feel so bad, but I have no magic words, I have no magic beans to give you to sow and get you climbing that beanstalk. I have nothing fancy to tell you except don't give up and don't give in and surrender to that lie. I'm thinking so many times if we just look back at His Word and the words that He's spoken to us, those things would change our lives. But so many times we hear every other voice, every other emotion that screams in our ear, and we believe those words over what He says. And every time having a good friend in your life constantly encouraging you and reminding you of God's words and what He says to you, and not what your emotions tell you. Your emotions are lying to you. Your feelings are lying to you. Sometimes even those thoughts that come that constantly speak contrary to the Word are lying to you. We have to take captive of these things, and we know we need to take the Word, do warfare with it, do warfare with the prophecies, taking every thought captive. Our weapons of this warfare are not carnal, mighty through God to pulling down of strongholds. We know Bible verses. We know what these things mean. But how do we apply it practically? How do we live it on a daily basis where those things don't change the way we see life, the way God speaks to us and what He desires for us? So I encourage you to constantly walk with Him, constantly stand on His word. Don't believe the lie. Don't believe what anything of this world tries to tell you. If you're like, yeah, but it's overwhelming, and it's like, well, the first thing you can do is start turning off all those media sources that are speaking those lies to you. Second thing you can do is just start spending time with Him in His presence and listening to His words and hearing His heart. Too many times we hear people and have friends and influences in our life that speak contrary to what the Word of God says. If you call me, you know what you're going to get. If you call some of your friends, you know what they're going to tell you. You know they're going to say, you need to dump that man or dump that woman because they're no good for you. They don't treat you right. You know what your friend is going to do. It's going to stick up for you. But that's not always the answer that you need. Your flesh might like hearing those things because then it means relief and freedom. You need to leave that job. You need to get out of that. That boss is no good. Why are you running? You might be the only light that person will ever see. God has put me in many circumstances that I didn't like or enjoy all the time. But as I was the light and I tried to do my best to bring Christ in and pray for all those that despitefully use me and persecute me and hurt me and take from me, and I just got an opportunity to love those people. God always spoke to me and ministered to my heart, and I understood that mean and hurtful people in this life is God favoring me. Because I get a chance to love those people that no one wants to love. I get to help those people that no one wants to help. I get to be a friend and the light and encouragement to all those who no one else wants to deal with. That's amazing. Imagine Jesus coming to you and saying, hey, can you help this person out? Because I can't find anybody that wants to deal with them. No one has enough wisdom, understanding, love, humility to humble themselves and love somebody that's unlovable. That's an honor to stand and be like Jesus. And I encourage you to be like Jesus where you're at right now in your circumstance. There goes that trumpet sound. I think it's the rapture. Can you hear the trumpets calling you home? Love you guys. God bless you. Be the light wherever you're at. Don't let anything sway you or move you. Just stand on His word, stand on His promises, continue to renew your mind, and taking captive anything that goes against what God is speaking to you in your life. Love you, and we'll see you again.